We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars Wrestling Show, episode 342. I'm your man behind a microphone, Scholar Jeff. Joining us this week, the one and only, the undisputed scholar himself. He is Scholar Tarek. Scholar Tarek, what's going on tonight, sir?
I'm actually very confused because I think that's the first time we ever started recording an episode and Zoom is just like, your meeting is being recorded.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not the only one who heard that. Okay.
I'm just like, what the hell is this?
I'm guessing that they did an update over the last week, and
That
that's
doesn't make it right.
All right.
How dare you
Nothing
interfere
is
with the
ever
Scholars of Wrestling Show, Zoom. Also joining us this week is the one and only Scholar Brian. Scholar Brian, how are we doing this evening?
Feeling pretty good, feeling pretty confident, looking to cement my place at Money in the Bank.
And of course, joining us once again, you know him, you love him. He is Scholar Charlie. Scholar Charlie, how are you doing this evening, sir?
It's been a crazy week, so I'm looking to put in some predictions, hopefully do my best, and we'll see where it takes me. If not, there's always the beef case.
There is always the beef case. And if you haven't been catching our latest episodes lately, it is a big night. Not only is it a prediction show for AEW Double or Nothing, but it is the first round of the Scholars of Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. We've got Brian and Charlie placing their predictions against each other to advance in the tournament, with Tarek and I going against each other this week. Brian, Charlie, we're all going to be predicting this one, but this week it's all about you.
I was about to say, Jeff, you said you and me going against each other this week. I'm like, no, it's not this week. We're just going for points this week.
Did I say this week? I meant this next month.
Yeah, we got the sell, baby.
I don't know how to words, okay? Leave me alone.
Not never.
It's like these two have a gambling problem. We settle our differences in the sell.
They've got a gambling problem. I've got a speaking problem, apparently. But enough of this tomfoolery. We got 10 matches to predict. Yeah, you wish. We got 10 matches to predict for AEW Double or Nothing 2021 this year. So let's just dive right into it. First of all, we've got on the pre-show, we've got Serena Deeb going up against Riho for the NWA Women's Championship. Brian, you're actually going for the advancement here. Well, so we're going to kick it off with you. Who do you have between Serena Deeb versus Riho?
The women's matches are pretty straightforward for this pay-per-view. Like there's nothing that they're basically the easiest ones for me to predict on this show because they're the most straightforward, and there's no reason to believe that these people aren't going to win. Serena Deeb's not losing her NWA title on an AEW show. That's just not how it works. So, and there's talk that this is Riho's last match under contract for AEW. So if that's the case, that's just another nail in the coffin. There's no way she's winning this match. So it's going to be a good match, but Serena Deeb retains. Serena Deeb's holding that title until she loses it on an NWA show.
Charlie, kicking it over to you. Who do you got between Serena Deeb and Riho?
I too have Serena Deeb for this match.
All right. Yes, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, you guys.
No.
Nothing to say about this.
Nah, everyone's being too kind this week. Tarek, it's your pick. Who do you got?
I am also going to go with Serena Deeb. I made a joke about Charlie having nothing to say about this, but I have nothing to say about this as well. Brian pretty much took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah,
she's not losing the title on a AEW show.
This one does seem pretty straightforward, and for better or for worse. Not only do I agree that Serena Deeb, it's not likely she's going to lose it on a non-NWA show, but I heard that some sort of announcement was coming for Riho on some level. If it is her last match, then it'll be a damn fine one to go out on. She's certainly done more than her share to add to what AEW is today. But in the meantime, hey, we'll get a great match out of the deal. Elsewhere on the card, moving on to the main card, matches in no particular order because let's be real, we're not sure what we're going to get. Next match I've got listed here are for the AEW Tag Team Championships. We've got the Young Bucks versus Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Charlie, it's your pick first. Who do you got?
Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston.
All right.
Come on, man. Give a reason for your choice.
I just think it's time for new tag team champions.
All right. Kicking it over to you, Tarek. Who do you got? Moxley Kingston or the Young Bucks?
I'm going to go with the Young Bucks retaining. I think this is their way of kind of fixing what happened at the death match and just finding a way to write Moxley off TV just so, he can go see his baby.
Damn it. I really wish you weren't making so much sense. Honestly, I was going to go with Moxley Kingston, but you know what? I'm going to have to go with Young Bucks here. Not for nothing. On a sidebar, I actually did get Renee Paquette's cookbook that just released recently. It seems like a fun little cookbook, and there's a whole bunch of candid shots of her with Moxley and all that. They're just chilling, just hanging out. You get the impression that like they're very close, and you see the attraction there. So, yeah, there's no way he's gonna miss this. If he's gonna take extra time off just to be absolutely sure he doesn't miss a thing, there's no doubt in my mind he's gonna take it. I'm gonna go with the Young Bucks to win. Brian, where are you putting your pick?
See, if he was still a part of the WWE on their schedule, then I would be more like, okay, he's going to take time off. But it seems like they're playing off what was supposed to be his write-off at Revolution as a happy accident, and they're running with it. And the fact that AEW only does one night of tapings per week makes it easier for me to make this pick, not because I don't think he will have to take time off to spend time with his kid, because he's only gone one night a week, maybe two if there's a pay-per-view. So and if you've watched since the beginning, okay, he doesn't stay around for autograph signings or anything like that after the show. It's like he leaves after the show, he gets on a plane and he goes right home. So it's one of those things where it's a happy accident that we're able to get this tag team. And let's think about it. The Young Bucks have held this title since Full Gear. They've had the title for 7 months. And even though they weren't heels the entire time, they were cocky little douches since they won the title. Okay, they've already had their heel magnum opus with what they did with SCU. They broke
them
up.
That? I wouldn't know, because they just blew that right off.
It's true.
But still, okay, they broke up one of the longest running tag teams in the business. Okay, Daniels and Kazarian. Whether they blew it off correctly or not, they did. So in my eyes, and then you can further a story with the Elite that says you can start having the Good Brothers and the Young Bucks have friction and all that, and Kenny Omega can keep doing his Kenny Omega thing. So I'm like, I don't think, if what I think happens, that they'll hold the titles for long. But I do think, and also you're in front of a live crowd for the first time in a long time, and you want a title. And in my eyes, there should be a title change on the show where the people can get behind the people who win the titles, and you get a big babyface You get a big babyface title change here that you're not going to get anywhere else on this show. So yeah, I think it's time. I'm going Moxley Kingston.
You're gonna get a big babyface title win in a match later, but it's not what you think.
Oh boy. Well, we'll get to that, all of that in just 1 second. But speaking of big time baby faces, that'll move us on to our next match. We've got Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page in a tag match. Tarek, it's your pick. Who do you got?
The match I'm least interested in this show. This is gonna be one big baby face win, but it's not what I was hinting at before. So it Sting's first actual match back in front of a crowd. They're gonna give it to Sting and Darby Allin.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree here. As much as I'm convinced that they're going to want to come up with something for Scorpio Sky and to do, especially now it looks like Christopher Daniels is leaning towards retirement at this point. They're going to have to come up with something for him to do pretty soon. I just don't think it's going to be here. And yeah, I got to give this one to Sting and Darby. Brian, your pick. Who do you got?
It's Sting's first live match in front of a crowd
Since he collapsed.
since his match with Seth Rollins. He's not losing. It's not happening. Sting and Darby Allin.
All right. That'll bring us over to you, Charlie. Do we have a consensus?
Yes, we do. Sting and Darby Allin.
Whoop-de-doo.
And I think with that, we have one of the easiest to predict matches for the evening. But elsewhere, we got a Stadium Stampede match on our hands. We've got Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. And, oh, yeah, it's my pick. This may seem like a bit of a long shot, but I'm thinking that the Pinnacle is going to take this Stadium Stampede. They're going to need some sort of oomph. And with the way the Inner Circle is looking, I think they can safely divide up into individual players at this point. So I'm going to go with the Pinnacle. Brian, it's your pick. Who do you got between the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle?
I gotta be completely honest, though. They went about this build ass backwards. Okay, they should have done Blood and Guts is the payoff. Blood and Guts is the end. It should be the end, which makes me think that Stadium Stampede is also not going to be the end. Therefore, I'm going to do it. And I don't think the Inner Circle breaks up here. I think the Inner Circle gets to win back. Because if they wanted to blow this off, if they didn't want to have this go any further, okay, then Blood and Guts wouldn't have been first. I think that Jericho's got to pin Spears.
Very interesting. Charlie, it's your pick. Who do you got between the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle?
Let Tarek go.
It's your pick, sir. You got to do it.
To be honest, this is where I was going to start throwing it, but throwing it doesn't even sound like throwing it after your logic for it.
Like I told you, just flip a coin, roll the dice. It's a 50-50 shot.
Come on, try and think of more Las Vegas puns. Go all in. Go hit or stay.
Let it ride.
Roll them dice. Let it ride.
I'll let it ride with Pinnacle.
All right. It's happening. Fool, do we have a split? What do you think?
I think Brian's in the minority here. I think it's going to be a Pinnacle win. I don't. I see the end coming for Inner Circle, and I think they're now at a point where they can be separated. And apparently, Jericho's ready to go back on tour. So this is the correct way of writing him off. Instead of throwing him off the cage and him coming back the next week.
This is the problem with him going on tour. All of those tour dates are around Dynamite tapings. There's never a tour date that is actually on a night of a Dynamite show. So that's why I didn't take that into account. And also, I don't think they do forced breakup angles 2 times in 3 weeks. I just don't think that's I don't think that's good booking. So that's another reason why I went Inner Circle.
I just hate the whole 50-50 booking. I just keep Pinnacle looking absolutely strong.
That's why I said Sean Spears, because he's never looked strong the entire time that he's actually been in the Pinnacle. So if you're gonna pin somebody, pin Sean Spears.
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Is it
All
though?
right.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's Sean Spears. He doesn't do shit.
All right, kids.
Let us know how you really feel.
Well, we still have a lot of other matches that can go any way here. Continuing on with Miro versus Lance Archer for the TNT Championship. Brian, it's your pick next. Who do you got between Miro and Lance Archer?
I hate that Archer is the first challenger this soon, because it's like I want to pick Archer, but it's like Miro just won and he's cutting these fantastic promos as TNT champion. He's had the title for 10 minutes. He's not losing here. It's not happening. So Miro wins.
All right, we got one for Miro. Charlie, it's your pick. Who do you got?
They've booked who's he facing?
Lance Archer.
Archer. They've booked him horribly since day one. It's gonna be Miro.
All right, says it all. Tarek, who do you got between Miro and Lance Archer?
Miro Day continues on.
Miro Day. There we go.
I agree with you, but yeah, it just doesn't have the same ring as Rusev Day, no matter how much people want it to. I'm not a fan.
It really is terrible at the cost of Lance Archer, because I really do like him. I want to see him actually, win feuds.
Because he's gonna lose the TNT title at Double or Nothing again. He lost it last year too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's it.
Glad to see he's made such positive strides in this last year.
It's all Jake's fault.
Well, elsewhere on the card, next up we've got a grudge match of sorts. We've got Paige versus Cage. Adam and Paige versus Brian Cage. Charlie, I believe it's your pick. Who do you got between Paige and Cage?
I really don't care about this match at all. So I'm going to go Adam Page.
All right. Tarek,
I hate Cage, Adam.
Tarek,
You hate
we're over
what?
to you.
I hate Cage. I can't stand him.
Tarek, do you hate Brian Cage or do you love Adam Page? Or
I love Adam Page.
Or do you love Dr. Seuss?
I don't know if I want moldy eggs and moldy ham. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Hangman, baby. Hangman Adam Page. He's gonna start climbing back up and be the next AEW champion.
Now.
No.
It's
gonna happen.
Now on that one. That's facts.
That's true. That is truth, good sir.
Brian, do we have a consensus, sir?
Yeah, it's Paige. It's Paige all day. That's this is the start. This is so he can get his win back. Cage already beat him, so Paige gets his win back, and now he can start climbing the rankings to whichever pay-per-view they want him to take the title at.
Wow.
And then a member of the Dark Order takes the FTW championship. and throws it in the garbage.
Yeah, because Team Taz is going to try to do their bullshit, and the Dark Order's going to come out and take care of that, and that's how Paige wins.
Well, speaking of the Dark Order, next up on my list of matches for.
Oh, did you pick
AEW
Adam
Double or
Page
Nothing-
too?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes,
I
I,
didn't re-
absolutely did. But elsewhere on the card, that brings us to our Casino Battle Royal for a future AEW Championship match. I'm bringing up the list right here. We got Christian Cage versus Matt Sydal versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Penta El Zero Miedo versus Jungle Boy versus Matt Hardy versus Mark Quinn versus Isaiah Cassidy versus The Blade versus Evil Uno versus Colt Cabana versus Preston 10 Vance versus Griff Garrison versus Brian Pillman Jr. versus Max Caster versus Anthony Bowens versus QT Marshall versus Nick Comordo versus Dustin Rhodes versus Lee Johnson versus to be announced.
Breathe.
Ugh.
Let me piss off Jeff and ask him to repeat on their turn.
No, Tarek, who do you got for the Casino Battle Royal? And if it's to be announced, name who it is.
It's not going to be whoever to be announced is. I don't even, honestly, I actually completely forgot to make a prediction on the to be announced.
All
And
right,
you're the
well,
one asking for points.
Yeah, and I'm the one that's pointing out. Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
a
man.
point thing.
all right, so in other words, before you put your predictions, are we predicting a winner and who the to be announced is?
Yes.
Both
Oh,
for
yeah.
points?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tarek
for
wants
points,
it
okay.
Yep.
and predicted, so we're doing
We
it.
did that. We did that last year. So
Sorry.
You're right, we did. All right, without further ado, Tarek, your picks for the winner and the to be announced.
the winner is going to be Christian Cage. As much as I don't want to say that, because it's just a waste of a title match for Kenny Omega, and it's a waste of a title match for the rest of us. For the to be announced, shit. It's not going to be any of the recently released guys in WWE.
You're right.
Because
It's not going to be any of the recently released guys.
Just plain released.
I'm just going to throw a name out there, Nick Gage.
That's actually pretty good. I like that one. That could be it.
Are you
I
reading
got
my
nothing. It's like
Are you reading my mind right now, sir? That's who
no.
I was gonna pick too for my today's Nick Gage.
I just threw a name out off the top
It's
of
like
my
they
head.
just have him Dark
Because
Side of
him
the
and
Ring.
Mo-
He's getting coverage. He knows Moxley, so it's like it.
And they've been beating the shit out of each other every time GCW does a show. So that's it.
It makes way more sense than it ought to. So
Somebody
yeah.
watched the Dark Side of the Ring now, haven't they?
Oh, I've been loving Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and talk about it more once the entire season is done at the rate we're going, because it seems like something always comes up whenever I want to talk about Dark Side of the Ring. So
Also, A&E has been killing it.
I have not seen any stuff just yet, but again, I got
the next
I got
one's
my
Mick
homework.
Foley. So
I know I've got my
they're-
work cut out for me.
Most Wanted Treasures. You guys would dig that show too.
I seen the Undertaker one.
It was awesome.
It was very awesome. If I was him, I wouldn't have gave that guy his white mask.
No.
The jacket, yes, not the mask.
Yeah.
But all right. Going back to the point, yeah, I'm picking Nick Gage to be the to be announced. But as far as the winner, I'm gonna do what I did last year and just go for Pentagon, just because I like Pentagon. No other
I like
reason.
Pentagon too. I would be happy with that.
All right, Brian, your pick. Who do you got for the winner and the to be announced?
I've got the winner as Christian Cage. I don't think it's a waste of a title match because I like Christian while Tarek does not. So I at least will get a good 20-minute defense. And let's face it, okay, most of the time with Moxley as well, okay, a lot of those were wasted title matches. You knew that Moxley was going to win, but there was a good match that came out of it, and you're going to get the same thing out of Christian. So, and my TBA is a man that has a little thing going with Kenny Omega outside of AEW right now. The man who's going to face him for the AAA title at their next big show. I'm saying that we're getting an appearance from Andrade.
It's very interesting pick. I like it. Charlie, it's your pick. Who do you got for the winner of the Casino Battle Royal and the to be announced?
After hearing that, I'm doubling down on exactly what Brian said. Christian Cage and El Idolo.
You know, for saying you're going to throw this prediction, you're doing a horrible job at it.
I'm going out in the blaze of glory. You just wait.
Oh boy, because we're getting to the. Oh, okay, got it.
I'll tell you what. I think I see where you're going with this, Charlie.
Yep.
But you know what?
Not of all people would. I'm going down in the blaze of glory.
See, you say that now, but hey, we'll wait until Sunday. In the meantime, next up, we've got Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. Very interesting match for this time of year. Let's see. We've got, I believe it's my turn. Yeah, I'm going to go Cody Rhodes for this one. But not a strong, confident pick for Cody Rhodes. Seems to have been a lot of hype from my perspective about Anthony Ogogo after this whole promo, whatever you want to call this. Words are escaping me. I apologize, but I feel like it wouldn't be outside of the realm of possibility for Anthony Ogogo to win this one. But it's one of those things where I'm just lacking a little bit of confidence to really commit to that pick. So I'm going with Cody Rhodes to win this one. Brian, it's your pick. Who do you got between Rhodes and Ogogo?
My heart wants just for the lulz. Okay, my heart wants Cody Rhodes to have this all-American entrance. The entrance takes longer than the Undertaker's ever did. You're getting all this American pyro. You're getting all this American stuff, and then the bell rings. Ogogo hits him with a gut punch immediately, and immediately gets the pin. That's what my heart wants, just for the lulz.
So you want Rocky IV is what you want. You want Rocky IV.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But my brain says he's calling himself the American Dream for one night only on Memorial Day. Okay. Yeah, it's Cody Rhodes.
All right, Charlie, it's your pick. Who do you have between Cody Rhodes and Anthony Ogogo?
Cody Rhodes.
Gee, I couldn't have seen that one coming. No joke, Charlie. It didn't even register to me what shirt you were wearing today until you just made that pick. I'm ashamed of myself. I really am. Tarek, do we have an accord? Or are you going against the grain tonight?
As much as I want Ogogo to win. Yeah, this is gonna be Cody. This is gonna be the top babyface win of the night. I could just imagine him coming out to an updated version of American Dream, and then all of a sudden just come an updated rock version of that. And
Snoop Dogg in it, it'll be good.
Huh? Yeah.
As long as you have Snoop Dogg in the entrance, it'll be good.
And I kind of want him to have polka dots on his tights.
If you're gonna go in, go all in. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want Cody to win, but I think he's going to win. So I'm picking Cody Rhodes, even though I just want to be like Anthony Go.
Wake me up before you go.
That's all I'm hearing when I hear his name.
I think you just ruined his name for me for life. I hope you know that. Thank you very much.
You're
He
welcome.
ruined his name by having it, because if Tarek thinks it, if Tarek thinks it, then somebody else is thinking it. And that's it.
Oh, gee.
Well, moving on to our penultimate match for the evening.
I'm
We've
not
got
original.
for the AEW Women's Championship, we've got Hikaru Shida versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
Finally.
Brian, it's your pick. Who do you got?
This was the easiest pick that I have ever made since we've started this show.
Wow.
Okay. I've been saying this since Shida won the title. The only one who should take it from her is Britt Baker. Britt Baker is in a title match with Hikaru Shida. Britt Baker wins the title. It's foregone conclusion. This is the one match. If you had to ask me, what match are you most confident in on this show? 100%. Britt Baker's winning.
All right, then. Charlie, who do you got between Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker?
Britt Baker, baby.
Gee, yet another pick I really should have seen coming, knowing your tastes. I'm ashamed of myself for the second time back to back. Tarek, take away my shame. Who do you got? Shida, Baker.
Pretty much Brian and I have been saying the same thing ever since Shida won the belt. They're just saving it for Britt Baker to come. And this match is going to be the top babyface title win that I hinted at before, because everybody wants Britt Baker to be champion. They've wanted her to be champion ever since she showed up. This is going to get one of the biggest pops of the night. The second she raises that belt, the second that 3 count hits, it's going to be Dolph Ziggler winning the world title type of response. That's how much it's going to be, because everybody loves Britt Baker.
All right. Believe it or not, I actually disagree with you, fool. When AEW first started kicking up steam, I was not a big fan of Britt Baker. I felt like she came across as just a little bit too milquetoast for my taste. That being said, however, I'm gonna go with Britt Baker on this one. I feel like she's really coming to her own, especially after her match with Thunder Rosa, and after that, everyone knew what was up. After that match with Thunder Rosa, the big money match that they're going to have to build to is going to be the only way they can top that is going to be Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa for the title. And it's the right woman at the right time. It's got to go with Britt Baker. Now, that brings us to our final match of the evening. We've got a triple threat match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. He's ready. He's rubbing his hands. It's Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy versus Pac. Charlie, it's your pick. Take us home. Who do you got?
Orange Cassidy. And that is how you throw an AEW event.
But here's the problem,
You really-
Charlie. There's still a chance that we tie.
Yeah.
You see, you're trolling here. I know you are, but you know
Charlie.
what? There's still a chance.
Charlie.
Because the only other one that you disagreed with me on
Pinnacle.
is one that I could definitely lose.
Tarek, it's your pick.
You really want to go that route? You really want to risk a tie?
Have I not done it before? I am the reason bacon exists.
I don't even know what that means, but I love it. Tarek, who do you got?
Now we have to figure out this whole thing. If you two end up getting in another damn tie, if you
Damn
two
it,
end up
Charlie,
in a
even
tie,
when
does
you try
that
to-
what
even
does that
when
mean?
you
Does
try
that
to
just
throw,
cancel
you
you out
fuck
of everything?
Even when you try to throw it, you fail.
Jesus goddamn
Hey,
Christ.
points for points, baby.
Tarek, I'm sure we can discuss the logistics of the other stuff later. Tarek, take us home. What do you got?
I'm seriously thinking of throwing that championship rule that we discussed last week in on this one. And pretty much force one of them to just change their predictions. Jesus Christ.
We'll
I'm
count
going
those
Kenny
so
Omega retained. This
Will explode if there's a tie between me and Brian.
All three of us will explode.
honestly, if there's another tie,
there's
I don't-
another tie. I'm canceling you both out. you both
And
win.
you know what?
You both win nothing.
and then they automatically just get entered into the Money in the Bank. I'm cool with
Okay.
that. But elsewhere, yeah, I'm going with Kenny Omega.
Leave it to both of you to just screw up our first ever tournament.
I'm getting in trouble because Charlie's a little shit. Okay, that's no, that's it.
Damn it, man.
Kids, please.
I'm not.
Oh man.
Everyone play nice. It's
Gotta
all
go get my-
good.
And
gotta go
We're
get my
almost
pen.
there.
Hey, Tarek, come up with a tiebreaker question real quick.
right. Brian, in the
Who gets
meantime,
pinned?
take us home.
Who takes the pin? That's your tiebreaker question.
Brian, in the meantime, do you want to take us home with officially make your prediction?
Kenny Omega. That's it. Kenny Omega retains.
Okay then. Now, Fool, I'm sorry. Now I'm pitching it back over to you. What were you what were you about to say?
What was your prediction, fool? Were you picking Kenny too?
I'm picking Kenny as well.
Orange Cassidy, you son of a bitch. You're throwing out nothing.
And it needs to be in a different. It needs to be in a different match because he's just got to say that he's got to pin Kenny Omega.
If
And
you
that
do,
should just- and
no
that should
joke.
just
If you
go-
do that, I'm taking you out of everything.
Can you just put me in the Money in the Bank match? It's a lot easier to just do that.
No.
All right. We're all picking. who
Okay,
gets pinned right now?
tiebreaker question. Who between the two of you, if it ends up in a tie, who takes the pin? Who gets pinned?
Kenny Omega.
Brian,
Who takes the
gets
pin?
pinned? Back. Okay, we have a difference here. Okay.
And what if Orange Cassidy's the one who gets pinned?
Then then you two get nothing.
You
I
lose.
shouldn't be penalized because Charlie's a little shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and that will keep your
rivalry?
feud going.
Prediction shows prediction shows are a
Pac
very
better be the one
dangerous
who gets
day.
pinned, Brian. I will say that right now. You getting anything for both of you is on the line.
Well, the madness seems to never stop around here. But now, those are our predictions for AEW Double or Nothing. Now is the time where we turn it over to you, our audience. What do you think is going to happen in AEW Double or Nothing? How many titles are going to change hands? And more importantly, who is going to advance in the Scholars of Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship tournament? Shut up, Charlie. You are on the show. You are not an audience.
And you ruined that for yourself, Charlie.
Just watch Charlie will advance. Anyway, what's going to happen? We want to hear from you. Yes, you. So drop us a line all across the internet, YouTube comments, Facebook posts, and our personal favorite, the Twitter accounts, starting with our main account at ScholarsOW for all the latest episode uploads every single week. And you can also check us on our personal accounts. Fool, where can they reach you?
You can reach me developing a new rivalry against Charlie for ruining the Scholars of Wrestling Championship tournament at the Avatar. Fucker.
Brian, where can he reach
So
you?
pissed.
You can reach me thinking about all my decisions in life at Atomic Beanpole.
And Charlie the Master Troll, where can he reach you?
You can reach me pissing off everyone but Jeff at Charlene.
I don't even know what you just said.
Says Charlene, the same thing he always says.
No,
And-
what he said before that.
Pissing off everyone but Jeff.
Don't worry about it. Instead, follow me at I'm Robbie Rage. Then again, I think we all should have known that this was going to happen because you know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Let's roll the dice at Double or